What did the UK and China really gain from Starmer's reset visit? When UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer arrived in China, British officials carefully avoided the word pivot. Instead, they called it a reset. But reset for whom? And at what cost? This visit, centered around meetings in Shanghai and Beijing, marked the most serious attempt in years to stabilize relations between the United Kingdom and China after a long period of tension. So the real question is simple: what did each side actually get out of it? Let's start with China. For Beijing, Starmer's visit delivered something money can't easily buy: political legitimacy. At a time when China faces increasing pressure from the United States and its allies, hosting a new UK Prime Minister sent a clear signal: China is not isolated. Even more importantly, the visit helped China reinforce its preferred narrative: that engagement, not confrontation, is the future of global trade. China also gained economic reassurance. While the UK did not announce massive new deals, Starmer stopped short of threatening large-scale decoupling. That matters. British companies remain deeply involved in China's financial sector, green technology, life sciences, and advanced manufacturing. From Beijing's perspective, the message was clear: London is willing to do business, cautiously, but pragmatically. Another key win for China was strategic ambiguity. Starmer raised concerns about human rights, Hong Kong, and security, but did so behind closed doors. Publicly, the tone was calm, measured, and diplomatic. For China, that's a success. No public confrontation. No dramatic walkouts. No headline-grabbing sanctions. Now let's turn to the UK side. For Britain, this visit was about economic realism. Post-Brexit, UK needs growth. China remains the world's second-largest economy and a critical market for British finance, education, and green investment. Starmer's team wanted to reopen channels that had effectively frozen under previous governments, especially in trade talks, financial cooperation, and climate collaboration. Another major UK gain was diplomatic balance. Starmer was signaling to Washington that engagement with China does not mean alignment with China. The UK still frames China as a systemic challenge, not a strategic partner. But Starmer's message was that confrontation without dialogue hurts British interests. This matters because the UK wants flexibility to trade with China, while maintaining security ties with the US. There was also a domestic political angle. Starmer needed to look like a statesman on the global stage: calm, serious, and economically focused. By choosing a reset rather than a rupture, he positioned himself as a leader prioritizing stability over ideology. But here's the critical part. What neither side got was certainty. No major trade deal was signed. No sanctions were lifted. No red lines were erased. Instead, this visit produced something more subtle and more fragile: time for businesses to operate without sudden shocks. Time for diplomats to talk instead of shout. Time for both sides to reassess how far they can cooperate without crossing security boundaries. Critics argue the UK gave China too much symbolic value for too little in return. Supporters argue that refusing to engage would only isolate Britain economically. And looming over all of this is one unavoidable factor: the United States. Any UK-China reset exists within the limits set by US-China rivalry. Starmer knows that. Beijing knows that. So this visit wasn't about choosing sides. It was about managing reality. In the end, China gained legitimacy and stability. The UK gained access, dialogue, and economic breathing room. But whether this reset becomes a lasting shift or just a temporary pause in tensions will depend on what happens next. Because in global politics, a reset is only meaningful if it's followed by results.